it really, sangrias need to have fruit in them. I guess I was just so excited to be having some liquor after a long day that I lost a little bit of all my senses. So what I'm gonna do, because I like my dress, is do what every chef does. It's just right in terms of dirtiness. There's all the smudges on it. Yeah, no, I laugh. It's like every chef has a dirty.
She's a dirty chef. What? Just kidding.
Every chef. It's a requirement. Okay. So here's what I have on here. We're going to start off just by cutting a few of the pears, really simply. I'm just going to put stuff to the side. And you know what would be exceedingly helpful, Ari? Actually, I don't think you can right now. We're just going to create a salad to put all the amazing fruit into.
And while you do that, I'm going to continue to enjoy my pumpkin latte, which I got specifically for the show.
Grab it and go. We have some blackberries. I'll put a few at the bottom.
Okay.
The rest at the top.
I enjoy my blackberries at the bottom. Sweet.
You just wash all of the fruit, and before you even throw it in here, it makes life a lot easier.
Yeah, you prepared a little bit. You did a little bit of prep work.
Just a little bit.
We appreciate it, everyone watching.
And I just want to point out, I know that we were late, but it was not the black person's fault this time.
Wow, what?
Yes, you know, we don't
Really? Is that what how you're gonna represent black people by saying the black lateness? Wow. Oh my God. Oh, I'm sorry.
I think it's a stereotype. I think it's wrong. Ari says, I love the teenager commentary in the background. If you guys could hear this, you just crack up. Basically, she's saying, I have an issue being on time. Whatever. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I mean, in reality, as far as the time goes, we were actually just milking some time for more viewers and promoting. And the other thing about doing an independent show is there's not a lot of people involved, especially at the beginning. So part of it is you want to make sure that you promote, and even promoting up to the last second, those last 5 minutes when you're about to go live is very important, because that's when people are like, oh, it's live, I can click on it. I don't have to think about, oh, it's tomorrow, it's the next day, it's now. And so that last window of time, you only have so much time to get it, to promote and be ready for the show, and, you know, being producer, promoter, and getting everything ready, and talking to the guest. So there is a lot involved, and we usually do run between 5, 10, 15 minutes late, and we make up for it by how long that we're on, and you're dancing. Do a little dance.
I have a little usher going on listening through.
There's a lot of fruit, a lot of grapes, a lot of strawberries and blackberries for this Halloween fruit salad. Now, some of you might be wondering, the sangria was tasty, and there's fruit, there's the fruit salad, but it's Halloween. So do you want to talk a little bit about having a healthy snack versus everyone's usual chocolate and pumpkin and all that? Or
I believe is that you can make anything, and all of it should be spirited, okay? So with that, we are going to use pomegranate seeds in this one to just bring out the punch, the flavor. They can dye anything. I've been told they're an aphrodisiac. Don't know that particularly helps, but we were going on the 7 deadly sins, and definitely that's got to be one of them.
Just don't cut yourself. That's...
I won't cut. Well, thank you.
You've had enough blood on the show already.
You know, it's funny. There's probably a bunch of there's Lee Allison. If he's watching right now, he's cringing. Like, oh my gosh, that's not the method to do it in, and it's the method to my method. Sometimes you just need to get her done and not worry about it. These grapes were on sale. I tell everybody, when you're going to do a fruit salad or anything, just get whatever's on sale at the store that day. Whatever's in season works exceedingly well. And don't worry about having, just things that aren't in season, because salads can be kind of costly if you are going for a particular look as opposed to a taste. You guys know what tastes well. So try everything out, see how it does with your tongue, and use it. I'm just pulling off These little extras.
Can you take another sip of your sangria?
No, because then I'll be dancing.
Or eat some fruit. Oh yeah, dancing on the table. That's what we like on Hangout Conversations, dancing on the table.
Yeah, exactly. Can you imagine how that would go over?
That would go over really well. What are you talking about?
I know, we probably convinced views of any show so far.
It's all about the ratings.
Yeah, right. My brand might suffer, but whatever, the ratings are up, right?
Yeah. Hey, Bobby Joe said sangria. You know what's great is that I've heard it pronounced sangria, sangaria, sangria, sangria. Some of that fruit mix up. You know, I've heard it pronounced all different ways, so it's funny. We all say it differently. The R, the rolling R's. Women love the rolling R's. I don't know why. Yeah, sangria. Yes, sangria. We say it all different ways, so depends on what part of the country you're from, too. I think.
I just like to try to say things like natives do, whether or not I'm right or whether or not I'm good. I mean, I want to put my best foot forward. So I try not to sound too American with it, but it can only help so much. Only helps so much. And so what we want to do here to kind of cap it off is I like lemon juice. I really do. I don't think more things should have lemon juice with them. A lot more.
Lots of juice.
Just toss it just lightly. But in my fruit salad, so I just prefer not to put them in. I just don't like the consistency, and people like the crunchiness. And I always put a little bit of lime juice, and I squeeze that in, and I love lime. Some people put lemon, but really with all of these, certain of these fruits, you don't want them to change color, so you just put it in there and kind of rock it and go. Lastly, I'm going to cap it off with some kiwi. And you guys are probably not seeing me chop this because I have a big bowl in the way, but trust me, it's getting chopped.
We can hear it.
Here we go. All pieces there.
The chopping of the kiwi.
Hear the chopping.
One kiwi that I know is Scott Wakeman. I haven't seen him in a while, but he's a kiwi on Hangouts.
So we'll make it look beautiful, and we're gonna actually, you know what? Why don't I do that? Let me
make it look beautiful. The fruit salad looks really good, really delicious. You're gonna mix it up for us, make it a little bloody. Is there some bloodiness involved?
Now mix it up again, and that was the last. This thing is dangerous, but it's delightful. You guys ever cook with these or use these pomegranates?
Pomegranates are great. There's a store in New York called Pomegranate, which is pretty cool.
But we're gonna just squeeze them on top, and there's the fingers are nice and beautifully red, bloody. I can't do this last so much anymore. There you go. That's nicely done. So we're going to wrap this one up here with this. And I am actually going to use the pomegranates on more than just the fruit salad because I think they're beautiful. They're great to do, great to have. And I'm going to wipe for a second.
Wait, I thought you were going to wipe your hands right on your apron. That would have been awesome for Halloween.
It did.
Oh, did you? I don't see any red.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I'll have to move up a little bit closer so you can see. But that is that.
This is
and we'll crowd it with that.
We're making fruit salad with Hermine Ngnomire, of course. Hangout chefs. Serving up the fruit salad already. So what were you saying? So do you you were talking about the crunchiness. Some people like to add granola or nuts you were talking about, or?
I don't like to. I don't think that's a fruit salad. I think that's some other things.
Okay, like yogurt.
To add calories that, in my opinion, are not necessary. Some people can do really well with all of that additional stuff. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to give it to the teenager, and we'll see what she thinks.
Can she want to come on camera and take a bite?
It just doesn't matter what you do, what you cook. You put in a little bit of a sexy bowl, sexy glass, and it looks that much better. It's
Bobby
more appetizing.
Taking a screenshot. What? Wait, let Bobby Joe. Bobby Joe, can you take a screenshot, maybe? Look at that.
We'll see if she did. Is that a good angle or not really?
Yeah, that's nice.
There you go.
All right, I hit the print screen button. I'll just have to remember to paste it somewhere. Oh, wait, she said hang on. Wait. She's like, I didn't know I was going to be doing screenshots. You tell me my video Rappaport. What does it do? All of a sudden you got a Bobbi Joe. You're going to make Hermine's cooking hand go, what?
And only because she's over the age of 12, I don't do it anymore. But to make this more kid-friendly, add some whipped cream. Everybody will love it. There you go. Whipped cream is good.
It's delish. Or you can use Cool Whip. Cool Whip? Cool.
It's funny. I guess it's where you're from. It could be similar, or it's definitely could be slightly different. We're going to pull this stuff out of the way. Everything for this fruit salad. Just fold it. It's important to cook and clean at the same time, or as you go. So if you guys give me just a minute here to pick up my mess, it would be fantastic.
Sure, take your time. Cool Whip, whipped cream. Some people argue whether it's Cool Whip or Cool Whip. Cool Whip. Cool Whip. Anyway.
I think if you say it like that, you'll always win.
It's funny. It's just the sangria, the Cool Whip, the sangria, whatever you want to say. I mean, it's people say things differently to correct each other. I think it's hilarious when people correct each other, and either you say either, I say either. Tomato, tomato, but it's part of it. That's part of the whole social environment too. That people come from different experiences and a different background, and everyone thinks they know it.
You need to
What did you say?
A little bit.
Okay, it's hard to hear you. I didn't hear what you said. Sangria drinker.
I'm gonna keep drinking just a tad bit.
Yeah. Hey, so usually we do random questions at the beginning of the show, but since we're cooking, and it's not, we do things how we want to do things, pick a number, 1, 2, 3, or 4.
5?
It's the 5.
I'll go with 4. And Ari says rock on.
You actually picked the right one, because this is very related to what we're talking about. What is, and this was asked last week, but it's important. What is your best trick-or-treat memory or costume? What is your best trick-or-treat memory, costume? The coolest costume you've seen?
Okay, my best trick-or-treating memory was actually last year. For whatever reason, my daughter was not able to go out with some of her friends, so we decided that we were going to scare the heck out of the little boys and girls in our neighborhood back in Colorado. We had teenagers, Cub Scouts, little kids, everyone running from our house. We had tiki torches that lined the walk up to our wraparound porch, so they were all scared because it looked like it was just like a blaze, and you could see it from streets all around. I mean, the smoke was coming everywhere, and they hit that top step, and the fog machine went, and the guy starts cackling, Dracula, and they were freaking out. Like, the guys were like running back, and then they finally came up to the house. They were, they had to get a lot of courage to do it because they all knew us, but they just weren't so sure. It looked like the haunted house from, I don't know, I always think of the movie Big Fish. But anyway, so the door starts to open as they get, maybe five feet closer to, within the house, within the door. And I'm standing there in a full-on devil mask, and the Thriller is playing out the window. It was awesome.
Really?
We scared so many kids. The Cub Scout knocked his sister over, or almost did, and went running across the street. A 14-year-old in a bunny rabbit costume, or teenager nonetheless, would not even come close. And one kid went running back to his parents' car, which brought me to another level, which is, why are parents driving to take their kids trick-or-treating? I thought that was totally bizarre. But then I thought about it, I was like, I did the same thing, or I did it in those last years. So something's definitely changed. Can I talk cooking for a second?
You can. I am experiencing a little bit of a hangout freeze. What were you saying, Hermine?
We have swordfish, and it is being marinated, and it has been. Ideally, you want to do it overnight, but it's been marinated for the past couple hours, and you really need a minimum of at least an hour with it. Okay. And so swordfish is a little bit of a treat for me. It's rare that I cook it. It's quite.
It's not easy to make swordfish. It's time consuming, right?
It's not. No fish is time consuming. It's just you don't want to overcook it. So we're going to pay attention and put about 1.5 minutes on each side to 2 minutes. That's it. That's it. So I'm just going to take my trusted best friends here,
pull it out because I want to keep my hands kind of clean, and lay it on a super, super duper hot grill. Okay? It really needs to be hot.
I know is super duper hot. Sweet. That grill looks really cool. That grill looks very usable and very.
It's awesome. Yeah, and it's just so easy. It's not the easiest in the world to clean, but it's not hard like the George Foreman grill was. I've never commented on that. And what I lastly like to do while it's sitting on that side is I want to salt just one side of it. So give me 1 sec.
Sure. You're watching Hermine making Swordfish, which was not a great movie, Operation Swordfish, but it is tasty and delicious.
And this is a mango and chipotle, so I'm actually not going to add any more peppers.
I like the pepper. That's right, I don't really love pepper, but I like saying that.
I love the sea salt. And then, I can smell it. It smells so good. It's almost buttery. Good.
Cool. So while you're doing that, let's jump to a G4. It's actually from Joseph Lee, plus Joseph Lee. And G4 is a rapid fire, this or that kind of questions. But Joseph Lee kind of, I think he kind of mixed it up. So it's a variety of questions. Here we go. Number 1, what is your signature dish? What would you say is your all-time, like a dish that you're known for cooking, that you love to cook? That
make a mean meatloaf.
Does it?
There's a ton.
Does it bite back when you eat it, or how mean is it? It's like Mean Joe Green.
It's Hermine mean.
Oh shoot, that's pretty mean, but not really. It's really nice. So yeah, BJ keeps saying when you get the mic volume when you're further away versus being close to the laptop, it's a delicate balance considering.
I like how she told me to tell him to say it discreetly, and there was like, he just called me out.
No, it's not you. It's nobody. It's just the text I'm trying to get. So, yeah, BJ, tell your damn self, yo.
Okay, I don't want the swordfish to burn. Give me a second.
I don't want it to burn either. So, a mean meatloaf is your signature dish. Cool. Not to gross people.
Fire. Come on with it.
Not to gross people out, but would you try anything, even certain delicacies like monkey brains and chocolate-covered crickets? Or would you draw the line?
Say it again.
Would you
ask again?
Oh, would you try anything like crazy little gross delicacies, maybe like monkey brains or chocolate-covered crickets? Or
no.
Okay. No,
none of that Indiana Jones stuff.
Yeah. It's interesting because I've hung out with a couple of people that have been to South Korea, and they actually on the streets they eat those kinds of things. So, and some people have actually enjoyed it. So I don't know. A lot of stuff as a kid when we think it tastes disgusting, like lima beans, other things, Brussels sprouts, we grow to love. So you never know what.
Oh, I love lima beans now. You're right. Like succotash. Oh my gosh, that's one of my favorite things.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think I might try chocolate covered, maybe grasshoppers, not crickets, but monkey brains I think are maybe out of the question, depending on who is eating. I think if a famous chef was eating it with me, I would feel better about eating it. So.
Right. Yeah. No.
That might make a difference.
I know. I'm not eating that. I'm telling you right now.
So.
Getting warm in here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take off my chef's corner.
Sure. No problem. Number 3, so you've been doing these different circles, and just interesting, you want to know who got more interest. We'll talk more about these circles in a second, but you do hot single girl circle or your hot single guy circle? Which one got more interest and more attention?
You know, it's funny. I actually have a hot GLBT circle.
Right.
And I gotta say, they're showing up. Wow. The guys and girls, they're not bringing it in comparison, and it didn't start off that way. So it's fun and it's funny.
So is it a hot gay combined circle, or gay men and lesbians are separated? Is it
gay, lesbian, and bisexual currently are together?
Together, okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Interesting. Although I guess that's a good idea. I'm just saying that if you're a gay guy, you have no interest in a lesbian, or vice versa. But if you're bi, then
yeah, and there's some hot gay men, man. I was really,
Yeah, most gay men usually are hot, but stereotype what?
Ari just said the same thing.
Yeah. Well, it's we can go into that I think another time. Who's the favorite guest that you've had on your show so far? Anyone that might come to mind? and maybe Joseph, your memory?
You know what? They're all favorites, really, for me. It's nice because I feel like I still have a connection with them and can reach out and talk to them about anything, have a hangout with them, and just really get to know them. So they're amazing, outstanding, and truly remarkable people, which brings me to the whole idea of Remark. As you guys know, we've been out there creating amazing content, and Hangout Chefs now has landed on Remark Network. And so it is a network platform for various channels and various shows, but it really brings hangouts, it brings online video, it brings content that people really care about into one location, so you don't have to search everywhere for it, and it's only the best of the best. So that's where we are now, and that launches a soft launch for remarknetworks.com.
Yeah, remarksnetworks.com.
On the 28th.
The soft launch on the 28th, and I believe you can see some good content, and there's going to be more content as she grows and we all grow.
Yes.
Hangout Chefs, definitely you'll be able to find that on there as well.
Absolutely. And hanging with flavor and all sorts of amazing things that are out there.